Here we are in September 2021, and we're leaving Chesapeake Island on our way to Cape Charles, Virginia. Here we go. Now we're getting ready to pass NASA's Wallops Flight Facility, and there we see the different satellite dishes aimed at the satellites there in orbit. Now they do have a visitor center, but unfortunately here in 2021, this is the COVID era, and the visitor center is closed. So they're quite an expanse, lots of lawn to mow. And there's the visitor center. It would be nice to stop and visit, but unfortunately that's not available. But it is a beautiful day. We're cruising along. Now we're visiting the Oyster Farm Seafood Eatery. And this is a very interesting place. It is at the Blue Crabboard Nautical Theme Eatery, offering upmarket seafood with a bay view and deck dining. Now, the Oyster Farm at Kings Creek is a private beach resort and water-to-table seafood dining experience, all located on the Chesapeake Bay in historic Cape Charles, Virginia. And this is our bay view. And this is quite an impressive facility. There's the deck dining. It's a rather large restaurant, but it serves a beach resort community. So they have kind of a captive audience. And here is the deck dining, and we're enjoying the poke bowl and the fish and chips. So here we see, looking up from the beach at the restaurant. There we're looking up from the beach to the restaurant. Now we can certainly see the effect of the tide going in and out. Okay, here we're in the Oyster Farm Marina, and the beach we're on is actually a private beach. That's why there's nobody here. But as you can see, there are no footprints since the last high tide, and actually even at the high tide mark, there's really very little evidence of anybody here. A very nice beach. We notice that there's lots of hermit crabs along the shoreline and fiddler crabs. So we're expecting more birds, but the birds all seem to like this beach, and the crabs do. And obviously this marina over here is an oyster farm marina. So not really a public marina, and I don't think they rent boats this. Now obviously this is the summer. This is the end of August, 1st of September. So we're not actively harvesting oysters right now. And as we're walking along the beach, we come up on this rather large herd of crabs. Yes, small crabs. And they seem to like to kind of dwell within that grass there that grows along the sandy shore. It's interesting that we don't see any seabirds or any predators there looking for the crabs, and the only footprints, of course, are mine. So this is rather fascinating. There we see. They don't seem to be too worried about me, but they're dwelling right there on the water line, which of course goes up and down with the tide. And of course this is the Chesapeake Bay. That is why that water is so calm. And we're kind of in an inlet of the Chesapeake Bay, so it's not directly on the bay. But there they seem to be very interested and dwelling within that vegetation. Quite fascinating. Okay, so now we're getting ready to leave. And here we're on our way back. So we're going from the eastern shore back to the mainland of Virginia. And of course, we have to cross the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, quite a long expanse, but certainly a beautiful day and a wonderful drive.
Now you see these birds
And there we look out at the entrance of the Chesapeake Bay.
hanging around.
As we go further along, we'll reach the tunnel.